Hello everybody, my name's Steve, I'm the British Railroader and welcome to the Model Railway Room for the first in a new series that I'm calling Project 2790. So as I discussed in my last video, I bought this Atlas Trainman GP38-2 and I've decided to do a project where I upgrade it from its current very basic standards to something that is a lot more detailed. And I'm going to do this on a step-by-step basis over the coming weeks, maybe even months. It might take me a little while. And I'm going to film it and I'm going to release it bit by bit so you guys can see what I do. But in this video, I just wanted to talk about some of the preparation that I've done and some of the bits that I've got together ready to detail this model. Firstly, I want to talk about photographic research. Now, as I said last time, I do a lot of my photographic research through railroadpicturearchive.net website address coming on your screens right now. Unfortunately, due to copyright issues, I can't actually post any of their photos here. But what I've managed to find is a few copyright-free photos of sister locos of 2790. Now, one thing that you'll see from these locos, they're all very, very similar, and that's because they were a batch that was inherited by CSX from Comrail when they took over. Now, there are slight detail differences between each loco. I've never seen two US locos that are exactly the same, which I always find quite amusing. But it gives me a good idea. It gives me a good basis on which to, find the details that I need. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down onto the workbench and I'm going to get out all of the bits and pieces that I've got so far, tell you what I've got coming, and also just show you a few interesting bits and pieces that might help if you want to do something similar. Okay, here we are down on my model railway workbench, and I've got out the bits that I've got so far, and I just want to go through some of the things that I'm probably going to use during this project. So over here we've got my various tools, we've got some snippers, lots of different kinds of forceps. I try to get ones that have got little grips on, so these ones have and these ones have, but these are smooth. Obviously, I need a screwdriver. That's just to unscrew the couple of boxes. A sharp knife. We've got some pin vices that go right down to 0.1 millimeter. For most of what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be using either 0.3 or 0.4 mil. There's obviously, I've got a ruler. Whether I use it or not, I don't know. But there's plenty of other stuff. I've got, as you can see at the back here, various glues, including super glues, plastic glues, etc. Now, one thing that I haven't got on show here yet is paint. I have got some true color paint on its way, basically the CSX YN2 yellow, blue and grey. I'll need that probably just for touching up. I'm not going to need it for a huge amount of painting. I'm going to try and do as little painting as possible. Now, before I go through the bits that I've got down here, I'm just going to draw your attention to this copy of Model Railroader magazine. So I got a comment on the last video from a guy called Bill Wilcox. Thank you, Bill, for your comment, saying that this issue, which is the September 2021 Model Railroader, had an article in it. And if I just open this up and see if I can find where it is. There we go. This is an article where they take one of these Atlas Trainman GP38-2s and they do the kind of upgrade that I'm planning on. So it goes through, as you can see, disassembly. Here it talks about the grab irons and how they fitted them, and then things like the lift rings, etc. And I'm actually going to be doing very, very similar to this, maybe using slightly different parts. But if you can get hold of a copy of this, it's great because it's got some step-by-step instructions on what they did, and you can then kind of see how I'm going to be doing it similar but ever so slightly differently. Okay, we've moved down here onto the workbench just to show you some of the things that I have already. Now, we've mentioned grab irons. These are, I believe these are from Atlas. They're a part that you can get. They're 18-inch dropped grab irons. There's more in there than I actually need. I think they come in about packs of 50, and I used some on one loco. You tend to use about 10 per loco, 10 or 12. So I've got plenty of them, so they're going on. Lift rings, I've got these eye bolts. These came in an F7 detailing kit that I bought, which I bought basically for things like the these eye bolts, etc. So again, I need, I think I need 13 of them, basically 11 for the roof, and then one either side at the end. At this end here, you have one either side, which again, I've got plenty. Now, additionally, I might want to, if you can see in this little bag here, bag of goodies, which I'm going to empty out. So let's just bear with me 1 second. So this little bag of goodies includes a couple of cut bars. Now, there are little nubs molded in place on the pilot bar, and I've got two choices. I can either glue this kind of just above those nubs, or I can cut those nubs off, get some more eye bolts and thread them through. Now, I haven't decided how I'm going to do this yet. It may be that I go for the glue on option, but we'll discuss that when we get to it. So I've got those. I've also got windscreen wipers. So these are for the doors, and this is the windscreen wipers for the cab. These are from A-Line. These particular ones here are specifically for EMD locomotives, so they should be the right size. I've got a horn. It's a 3-chime horn. It's, if I focus on it, it's from Athern. It's not exactly brilliant, but it'll do until I can find another 3-chime horn. It's definitely a 3-chime horn that this locomotive has got. Yeah, not focusing. There we go. It's definitely a 3-chime horn that this one's got, but if I find a better one, then I'll add that. And then this little white box. Okay, if I just bring this over here, looking at the photos, I can't find many photos of the roof, but all I can see is this white box just here instead of an antenna. And I don't know what it is. It might just be something the CSX uses. I got it as a spare part with my other GP38-2 that I got from Athern Genesis. But that loco didn't need it. So I'm kind of reusing it here, and it's going to be put just back there. So that's quite a handy thing to have. In here, I've got a set of cab shades and the little windscreeny things that go next to the side windows. These were off of another Atlas loco. They're the wrong colour, but I'll paint those up. And then what I've also got here is a pack of precision scale multiple unit cables. These ones, again, they do come with brackets that I can put on, so I can scrape off the molded brackets that are on the loco, but I might just use the brackets that are there, drill the holes and just thread these through. And then last but not least here, I've got from Details West some multiple unit cables. One of them actually is broken, but I can fix that. And again, I might well add those. Okay, zooming back out again, probably the last thing that I've got coming, which I haven't really spoken about. Oh, I didn't speak about ditch lights. Let's talk about ditch lights first. So these are little 3D printed ditch lights. These are from CMR Models. I will put their website address below. These aren't quite right because they're actually on brackets, but as you can see down here, I've got some bits of plastruct which I'm going to create the brackets with. and I will do a more detailed video on that. The only other thing is snowplows. So this particular loco has identical snowplows front and rear. The model came with a kind of stock Atlas snowplow, which is kind of close-ish, but as I mentioned before, Gordy Robinson is kindly sending me two identical snowplows, which are CSX snowplows, which are again not exactly identical to what the locomotive actually has, but are very, very close. So that's the bits and pieces that I've got in. As I said to you, with the exception of things like cutting off these little nibs for the lift rings, I'm not doing any changes to the body shell. And really the only major thing that you probably notice on here is at the front. Just here you've got the class light mouldings. Similarly on the rear there are class light mouldings just there, and these circular bits up the top here. The real loco hasn't got those. They have been long plated over, even if they were there in the beginning. As I quite often say, as far as I'm concerned, you know, by leaving those on, it will still keep it around 90% accurate, and quite often that'll do for me. But anyway, there we go. That's all of the bits and pieces that I've got together, ready for me to start this project soon. Okay, that's it for this video. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Just as a aside, and a little update from my previous video, as you may recall, I put a poll out asking people about whether they feel I should change the format of the channel. Thank you to everybody who's responded. I've had quite a good response, and overwhelmingly people have said just keep things as they are. So basically what I'm looking at is a mixture of about 75% is modelling content, be that me doing updates on Brooklyn Park or projects like 2790, or going to model railway shows. And the other 25% is me being out and about, filming videos of trains, etc. on location. So thank you very much to everybody who voted. I've noticed I kind of do this about once a year, so it's probably a good idea just to put the feelers out. So maybe this time next year I'll do another poll. But that's it for me for today. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Big thank you to all of my new subscribers. I've had quite a few just in the last few days. And when you do click subscribe, when the bell comes up, press it and hit all, and then you will be notified of all my content as it comes out. But that's it from me. My name's Steve. I'm the British Railroader, and I'll see you again soon, either out there or here in the Model Railway Room. Bye-bye.